Good day, everyone, and welcome to Ferg TV. I'm Ray, and I'm glad you're here. We've got a nice little video about the installation of the MORryde Independent Suspension on our rig. What's that in my hand? That is a Timken Baron box, and we are going to talk about Barons. Now, at this point, most YouTubers would say, hey, stick around to the end and I'll give you all this information. I hate that. What are we, kindergarten kids? Yeah, I hate being treated like that, and I respect you too much to do that. So I'm going to give you all the information that you need right up front. And to be honest with you, if you don't watch any more of this video, which I hope you will, because we're going to go into a deeper dive at the very end on this subject, but if you decide not to, in this minute or so, this is going to be the most important information that you could take away from this video anyway. So let's start talking about Barons. Now, when you go over and have suspension over, you're going to get, if the on your dependent, but they order their suspension. You may in Barons, as a matter of fact, you may very have. A lot of people don't know that. That's the most important thing about the whole video. So now you got it right up front in the first minute or so. I hope you watch the rest of it. If you decide not to, you don't have to. That's the most important information. Now let's get to that video.
Okay.
Is there anybody behind you?
I don't see anybody there. I don't see anybody on the roads.
Yeah, keep an eye. We got a guy coming.
Yeah. We're talking to Lindsay Yoder.
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 Okay. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Well, let's hope that it hasn't grown any larger than it was. Get some light on it. I don't think so. I think it's just about the same as it was. Well, that's good. So I'm going to do my walk around, look at everything else, but that's the main thing right there. And then we're going to go inside. We'll take you with us. Now that's an oversized load. Look at the size of those tires. Holy mackerel. I can only imagine how big the machine is. But that goes on. Wow. Stand by the tires right there. That's how big they are.
Did that tell you anything? Did that tell you anything?
Nope, absolutely nothing. They're Michelins. They're Michelins. Now you know what I know. neat little trip to the Iowa 80 truck stop.
Yeah, we'll
I think it was worth going in. And now we're back on down the road.
anybody coming down the hill?
Nobody.
Alrighty, straight in.
Looks like it's struggling here.
What?
They said it looks like it's struggling. He's not getting his easy pass. Inside where?
The building there, there's cars there.
Yeah, watching them drinking booze.
Well, that was fun.
Just pulled into a rest stop. And let's take a look here. Looking pretty good. It doesn't look like it's advanced. So that's a great thing. We're gonna have a little lunch break. Continue on down the road. I think we've got about another 70 miles or less than that to go. So it looks pretty promising at this point.
31, I'm sorry. I said the wrong one. 31. Never going on 20, but then that's something there. Let's see. I have no idea. Let's see what they say when we get to 23 miles. Whatever it is. What time is your truck safety time?
416.
Yeah, we just changed.
Good change.
You got a guy coming.
Yeah.
Here. Wait a minute, why?
They might trying to stay on it. Couldn't get over it. Two little cars that had squash. Put my blinker on. Days. Now there's right there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I don't know. It looked like
Off the road.
off the road with a car carrier with
Yeah.
a bunch of cars or trucks on it. Oh my God, this is backed up. Not good. It's hard to see, but man, oh man.
Made it to MORryde. Sitting in their parking lot. Tomorrow is not our appointment, but they said, yeah, come on over tonight, no problem. Because I said, I'm getting tired of this thing being broken down. And they said, no, absolutely, come on over. Well, it's a good thing we did. I'm going to show you the bracket. I'm glad we made it, but we only made it because slow is pro, and we took our time, and it took a lot longer to get here than it should have. But put my light on. There she is. She's broken right off. Broke off both of them, both sides. I didn't see that a minute ago. Yep, it broke both sides off. So they will take this in. This is not moving until it's got MORryde Independent Suspension on it. And I'll get as much video as I can, but they don't let you in there while they're working. So we'll see what we can get. And I guess that's it for tonight. Anything you want to add to this?
I am so glad we were at MORryde.
There you go.
So happy. And
Train going in the back.
I'm also happy that we made the last leg of this trip over, not realizing how bad it had gotten. Because we have gone through a whole bunch of bumpy roads.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling...
Well, I broke the bracket right off. It's broke on both sides.
Yeah. I had a feeling that it was not going to be as small as we thought it was going to be. But we're at MORryde. We are not leaving here until Friday. And it's only Tuesday night. So we are here. We'll talk to you. We'll make sure you know everything's going on. I'm on
Yeah. We made it. All right. And I guess that's going to do it for tonight. It sounds like you wanted to add something.
No, I just got a question for you after.
Oh, okay. All right. It's question and answer time. I got to go. Okay. We're here the day before our appointment so that they can do their measurements and whatnot. They're taking their measurements now. And we're figuring out where we're at. And we're thinking that the front end's a little low and wants to come up a little bit. And I wouldn't mind that happening because that would give me a little more clearance there. So we're going to figure it out. Well, they're working off of weight and measurements to figure out what will be the best rubber to put inside, the torsion rubber. They'll have to do some calculations. And they also are taking into consideration the issues that we had before with the spring, so all of that stuff is just all playing into coming up with the right suspension. And we'll see how it goes. It is day one of being at MORryde. Well, actually day two, I guess.
We got here last night.
We got here last night, right?
It's about 8 o'clock.
Was it that late? Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's so deceiving because it stays light so long. That's us in 606 right there. It's all set up for in the morning to get working. Looks like they got jacks under it. And we're welcome to stay in it tonight. That side door will be open right there. And they work 2 or 3 shifts here. I thought it said 3. But anyway, we'll probably stay in it tonight. Right now, we're going to take a walk over to the office. And as you can see, there's quite a few different rigs in here. I don't know that they're working on ours right now. I suspect they got it set up for tomorrow because tomorrow is actually our work day for it. It's our welcome sign here, and we made it. If you're on there, you owe money. Yep. So I guess this is a place you can spend some time. Yep. Complimentary umbrella in case it ever rains. Yep. Yep. Complimentary stuff. Looks like we have a welcome packet or something here. We never made it over.
Oh, we do.
Looks like it. Looks like customer survey. Alright, we're going to find out about the tour tomorrow. Because we're going to take a tour at 9 o'clock. They said be over here in the lobby. And we just haven't stopped in here yet. So figured we'd stop in and see what's going on.
I'll start with your friend.
Oh, thank you.
So we are at MORryde, and we're talking to Lindsay Yoder.
Yoder.
Yoder. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
She's quite sure. Lindsay is what I call a rarity. Would you agree with that?
Well, I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
But and I'm not fooling though,
No,
because
no.
I already told Lindsay this in emails, because I started chatting to figure out if we were or if we weren't going to do IS.
Yeah.
Every time I asked the question, Lindsay got back to me. And I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to say Lindsay's such a rarity. She actually read the entire emails.
Oh.
And that doesn't usually happen with folks nowadays. It's like it's got to be quick, and I'm not. Well, didn't you see that? No, I didn't see that part. Lindsay read everything and responded. And let's go past where we made our appointment and everything, because she gave me all the specs, what to expect.
What to expect.
Sent over information on where to park, a video of what to expect, and even a link to what's going on in the area,
Yep.
right?
Yes, you did.
And so that was very helpful, and we saved it because we made this back a while. They're so busy that we couldn't get in until June, and we started looking to come in back in November, December.
Yes. Right after we got Rhodey.
That's right.
Yep.
So that's how, if you're thinking about
Especially-
making an appointment, you got to be down the road a little bit. You don't
Yeah.
just pull
Yes.
in and have it put on today. It doesn't work that way,
yeah.
right?
We're about 6 months out right now.
Yes.
Lead time.
And this is June of 2024.
2024.
So
Yes.
we started to chat about things, and I wanted to know what we were getting. And you told me that
Yes.
what we're getting on ours is going to be the disc. You can do it better than me.
You're getting the IS and disc brake system, and that will come with Timken bearings, so that you're set for the long haul.
But the Timken bearings are standard with the disc.
Yes, correct. Yep, when you come here for IS disc, you will get Timken. That is our standard. That's what goes on every IS disc.
But
Yes.
if we said we're going to stay with drum brakes,
Correct.
then it would be an upgrade.
Correct. Yep. So if you keep your existing brakes, we always have the option to upgrade though. So it's always an option, but
Okay.
IS disc that's the standard.
And if we went with drum brakes
Mm-hmm.
and didn't upgrade, what would we be getting for bearings?
You'd be using your existing bearings.
So we would stay with what we have.
Correct.
Oh,
We
I'm
wouldn't-
glad we talked,
Yep.
because that's
Yep.
not what I was thinking.
We would inspect them.
Okay.
We would make sure, because you're getting a bearing pack, we'd inspect everything.
Yep,
As long as we didn't find any issues.
yep.
We would reuse.
And maybe we'd wash and repack if necessary or something
we would.
like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would include a bearing pack.
Okay,
Yep, but
so-
we would reuse your existing.
Okay,
Mhm.
and I didn't get that when
Yeah.
we were talking earlier.
Okay,
That's
yep.
important. Very
Uh-huh.
good. So tomorrow we're going to do our tour of the area, and we'll have much more information. It's going to be with Gary
and
Sean.
Yep.
And Gary has been here 27
27
years.
years.
He's a fixture.
Yes, he
The
is.
only thing older than that is that flagpole right there. That's 28 years. So
Yes,
now,
yes.
well, I want to thank you, because it's
You're
really it's a rarity nowadays, and I can't say it enough. And I'm not doing it because we're videotaping. I said
it.
that in the emails, and I meant it.
You did.
Oh,
I-
and she saved us yesterday, because I said to Sue, you need to please send an email over to Lindsay. She'll get back to you. And I think you responded at 4:30 in the morning. Does that sound
I
right?
don't know.
Yeah, it was after.
She needs to get a life.
One for the day.
I like to make sure my emails are answered.
Who answers at 4:30 in the morning? So she answered, and the question was, we're in a little bit of a bind. We kind of are going to be there. Our schedule was putting us there a little bit earlier. We're having a problem with the suspension that's on the trailer. Is there any way that we can come in early? And I'm going to tell you what she said. No problem. We got a spot for you. And so
No, that was great.
actually, she was a little bouncy at 4:30. And, good morning.
So
It's like-
sorry.
well, again, that's I don't want to, because you're busy, and
No,
I really
appreciate
appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're really doing a great job.
Thank
Well,
you.
that's it for today, and tomorrow we'll do our tour, and that ought to be exciting.
That'll be good.
All right.
You'll enjoy it.
Thank you. All right, we're going home for the night. Home for the night, so I'm gonna sleep inside. This is home, right?
This is home tonight, that's for sure.
All right. Yep, out goes the bedroom slide. This thing is all jacked up, ready for in the morning. They'll be cutting the suspension off. Okay, that went well.
That was okay?
Yep. All right, now the two others.
Oh yeah, this is the one I don't want.
Okay. All right, there she be. So, you look at these things and you thought, hey, you're going to be all set. That's what I looked at when I bought this thing. I said, that's a great suspension. We'll be all set. It's been nothing but trouble. Yeah, that's a good one. Right. That's part of the problem right there. So this is the bracket that broke out in the field. Had to be cut off and put a new one on. This is the spring that we've had quite a bit of trouble with, and again, that's the bracket that broke and was re-welded out there. But then we go to the other side, and that guy's hanging, swinging in the wind. And we made it here on a wing and a prayer, right? This thing's all jacked up, ready for tomorrow. I know I already said that, but... So these are cut because we're not using them anymore, right? We're going to be using a hydraulic, and that thing's broken clean off. I'm telling you, the roads were bad, but come on, give me a break, will you? Please. All right, that's it for tonight. That's gonna do it. We're in our final resting place for the springs, and I hope they rest in peace. Great day in the morning. It's 5:18 and this place is hopping.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like at 5 o'clock. All noise level was canceled. Whatever they wanted to do.
The low noise.
I'm sorry, yeah, the no noise.
This place is humping and bumping.
You hear forklifts running. You hear yelling over the, talking, not yelling, but talking over the loudspeaker. And making sure we all wake up, that's for sure. But you know what? We came in for this, so we know it.
I'm gonna make a run out to the truck with a few more items, and I'm gonna take you along with me. I'll show you. It's cool outside. I don't know what the temp is, but it's probably about 68. Now, that's not cool. It's actually pleasant because it's been a little warm. I tell you, it's a beautiful morning. There's the moon. Sun is on the way up. It's about 5:18, 5:19 now. We're up and at it because you got to be out by 6. We get the slide outs closed. Our crew comes in at 6, and you got to be out of there. We'll be out. Just bringing some stuff out to Rhodey, who's been resting overnight. And I'll catch up with you in a few when we go and do our. Oops, put that down. I'm just bringing stuff out to the truck when we go and do our tour for 9. And supposed to be some coffee and donuts or muffins, I guess, over in the office. We'll go take advantage of that this morning. All right, catch up with you in a little bit. Okay, let's take a visual on what happened today. Looks like they've got the D-Max unit in there for the brakes. So what they did was, this is the bracket that was broken. I didn't realize how these things get mounted, but they actually use the brackets that are there for the springs. Because ours was bad, they cut off the remaining portion of it, put a whole new bracket on. This is where the center bracket was. They cut that off, put a new one, and they reused the old one in the front because there was nothing wrong with it. And I agree that it looked good. This is a beastie suspension. We couldn't be any more thrilled. We'll see how it goes, but it just seems like it screams success. We'll see. So we're going to have hydraulic disc brakes now. They've run their lines, it looks like, back to here. Boy, they don't have a tremendous amount left on this. It's got to be lined up. They probably have to bleed the brakes and do that kind of stuff. I'm thinking by 10 o'clock tomorrow, because they start at 6. This is the center bracket that they cut off. You know, when we did the tour today, this LRE 4100, that's one of their better units, and we have that, and I think it's actually their best unit in springs, and it just didn't serve us well. I think that's going to do it for now. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. It is the last day, and it's just before 6. The place is coming to life.
There it is.
Slides are all in, everything's battened down, because we won't be going back in there to do that now.
Hey, morning! How are you?
We're off to the truck, the pod. Rhodey is waiting with the lights on for us. Rhodey and Gypsy are out. Gypsy is out. We're going to get it measured. This is the measurement that is done at the end of the project. Got a new suspension on there. It's looking good. At the cat scale
Again.
So this is after Gypsy had an operation.
A great operation.
Great
She
operation.
did very well. Ready.
Okay.
We just unloaded Gypsy so we can weigh the truck.
From
And now we're weighing up Rhodey. And then we're going back to pick up Gypsy and do it again.
Yep, and then we'll have the weight of the trailer, and we'll see, because it has increased by at least 652 pounds, because that's the difference in cutting off the springs and adding on the MORryde Independent Suspension. So now we're going to go back and hook up.
Let's do it.
Easy peasy.
We're at a Love's Truck Stop in Goshen, Indiana, which is about 5.5 miles from Elkhart, where we were at MORryde.
Right.
And then we're going to get Gypsy hooked up and weigh the both of them, and then we'll be on our way to the RV museum.
For at least one night.
At least, yeah.
You said they'll allow you.
You can stay up to
Take
2
two.
nights.
Huh?
And
Just so they tell you that over at the museum you can stay 2 nights.
yep, and if you want to stay longer, you just go to the front desk and tell them.
Huh.
So, but there's no hookups.
That's interesting, huh?
Yeah, we might do 2 nights.
Yeah.
We might just take a break, just enjoy the area as far as, you know, take everything out and use it. You might want to do some video.
Well, we're definitely going to do video. All right,
Sure.
so I think what we're going to do is you and I are going to part ways. You're
Yep.
going to go out direct me, so you can take your camera with you.
Alrighty.
Let's
Okay.
go get this done.
We're bringing Gypsy with us this time. And now we'll have some numbers that you can, that Ray will be able to decipher once we get back to
Yeah, we'll know what the
another
trailer
stop.
now weighs.
Mm-hmm.
Reweigh. Next. Accept. Verifying. The Weighmaster. I'm going to go in and see the Weighmaster because the Weighmaster couldn't even print out a slip the other day. Weighmaster. Everybody has a title.
Yeah, they do. I don't. Never mind.
I don't have a title.
Nope.
Well, I'm the driver right now. You're the navigator.
That's true.
We do have a title.
We do have a title.
So let's talk about barons on the MORryde IS, as I talked about in the beginning that we would get to here in the end, do a little deeper dive. And before we go too far, I want to apologize for that audio glitch in the beginning. I had plugged in a lavalier mic into my Rode setup. Who knew we were going to have a glitch? Anyway, we went to the Caldwell HDT rally, the West Coast rally, and I started having a conversation with someone. I'm not going to use anybody's name. I'm not going to tell you what rigs they had. I'm going to give you some information so that you can make some prudent decisions going forward. So we were talking to, I was talking to someone, and they didn't know I was getting IS. And so we were just talking in general about problems that we run across in the RV world. And I said the problems I had with my springs. And he said, well, I've had problems with my IS. And I said, really? So I got attentive because we were going to have it put on when we left the rally. And so I said, well, what happened? And he said, I pulled into a diner one morning to have breakfast, my wife and I, and a guy come running up and he said, hey, he said, you got a wheel missing in the rear. And he said, I thought the guy was kidding me. I thought it was a joke. He said, I got out and looked on the passenger side, the rear, he had a triaxle in the very rear. The wheel was missing. So he said, it wasn't just the wheel though, it was wheel and hub, spindle, everything. So he said, I had to go 26 miles back to find it. And he said, I picked it up. Luckily, it was the incident was on the passenger side. So it didn't go across the road, didn't bother any traffic or anything. Picked it up and, they had to replace the spindle. And I said, well, you're not the only one that's happened to. I said, we were over at RVH Lifestyles waiting to pick up our truck a year ago. And guy pulled in with a triaxle. His rear wheel was missing, and he didn't even know it. He said, yeah, that was me. I said, you kidding me? He goes, no, it happened. I said, it happened twice? He said, no, it happened 3 times. I said, 3 times you shared off spindles? He said, yep. I said, what happened? And he said, we think when we bought this rig, it was in 2020, and they probably had mismatched barons and stuff. He said, finally, I had them replace all the barons with Timken. So I said to myself, I got to talk to Lindsay when I get over to MORryde and ask her about this so that she can give me a little more insight into this, because it's not cheap having this put on, and I don't want to go from having spring problems to having spindle problems. So I mentioned it to her, and if you watch the interview earlier on in here, this wasn't mentioned in it, but this was a conversation that we had before I taped, and I asked her if it was okay to video everything, and she said, oh yeah, no problem. And I didn't ask her this question on camera, just didn't think of it. We kind of alluded to it and talked around it, but And I don't know if she would have talked about it on camera or not. She didn't say she wouldn't, but I don't think she would have mentioned anybody's names, and I'm not going to. But there's something you need to take away from this, and I'll tell you what it is in a second. So I told her the story that I just told you, and she said, oh, okay, well, did they get it here or was it an OEM? And I said it was an OEM. She goes, oh, okay, well, so I'm going to tell you that when they order them up from us and then we ship them to them, we have to build to their spec. And a lot of them order with China bearings, not Timken bearings. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. What am I getting? And she said, oh, no, you're getting independent suspension with disc brakes that automatically comes with Timkens. And that was in our conversation that you got to see. But when these guys order up these things, they try to cheap out and save money, and they get the China bearings. If you're thinking about putting IS on your unit at another place other than directly at MORryde, say you're having it built, or they can actually do what I had done at MORryde at their places, there's different places. They're going to order it up, and they're going to tell them what to put in for bearings. So you need to think about that. And if you're ordering up a unit from somebody brand new and they're putting IS on, you might want to ask the question, because until the other day, I had no idea there was a question to be asked. Okay? So that's what you need to take away from this, that there's a possibility that you're running around with China bearings in yours and you don't even know it. That's all I'm going to say about it. And the next thing I'm going to say is thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Maybe you'll subscribe. If you made it this deep into this thing, you've got stick-to-itiveness, then I appreciate that. Maybe you'll go give it the old up yours. And if you subscribe, there's people that have been telling me it's painless. I don't know, there's only one way to find out. Push the old subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.